Okay, we're back. I want to pick up the oil pump drive gears, so we're switching to newer style 73 and later gears. So we got a 6-tooth pinion gear. So if you count the sides, there's 6 teeth on the side. And then we got a 24-tooth drive gear for the oil pump. So this speeds up your oil pump quite a bit, so probably about 20% increase, which increases your volume and your pressure. All good stuff. Then I went and got a brand new Harley pinion gear. So it's a little genuine Harley one from the AMS, the early 70s. So this one is a red and a yellow, whatever that means. But anyway, it's something to play with. We'll try it. This is the one that was on there, was kind of used. It was a green one, so who knows? We'll try this one. That one was too small, we know that from our markup before. Okay, so now we got the shaft down in here. So now we can go ahead and put this. We got to slide this gear down in here like this. Put the key in there, slide it across, and we got to put our little snap ring on there. That is tricky at times. So we're going to go ahead and try it, see what happens. I haven't got the pump all the way on because you want to make sure you get the gear over the shaft before you jam it in there. This is already stuck for some reason, I don't know why. My guess is it's brand new aftermarket gear I just put on it don't fit the shaft. Which is a hell of a time to find that out because I already got the pump in the bike. Yeah, this is not going to fit for whatever reason. So, nice aftermarket parts. Yep, there it goes. Okay, that is touchy. Okay, I got the gear on there now. So now we got to do, I got to try to get the key in there. Then I slide it over and then I put the clip on it. And I slide the oil pump the rest of the way in. Now that I got the gear in here, I can slide the pump in a little bit, get the key in there a little bit better. Because the gear hits down here in the case and it doesn't let you put it in there. So you got to kind of work it a little bit on each end. So now I go ahead and slide that over like that. Get that in there a little further. Slide it across too soon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to put the key in there. It's right here. And that's why I rotated the oil pump shaft in that position so that I could have access to it. Okay. I didn't put any oil in the shaft, so the key's really floating around right now. Oop. Alright, where's the damn thing at? The gear didn't want to find a spot. It's fighting me. Key flips up one way, then it flips up the other way. I'm working in a shadow, which isn't helping anything. Yeah, the key did a 180 on me. You piece of crap. I've never had a key do that before in my life. Sucker flipped over 180 degrees. It's dark in there so I can't see. Just kind of feeling in the dark. I never put a light above the top of the workbench to see that's in the right spot. There's one above the workbench, but not quite where you need it. Come on. Where's the damn key way at? flip the damn key over again. Come on. Damn piece of crap. It'd be nice if you could actually see what the hell you were doing. It makes a big difference, believe me. Key flipped over again. Yep. I don't know if the screwdriver's magnetic or what, but something's fucking with me. Starting to piss me off too. So we're going to do something different right now. Take some oil, which I haven't been using yet. Some of the damn key. So now the key would go in there easily, will not go in the hole now. Keyway should be pretty close to going in right there. Ooh, look at that. See, light is a good thing. It really helps when you can see what you're doing. Okay. Now I get the oil pump to go over the dowel pins, which you don't want to do. I just did anyway. Let's that go over. Right all the way. Okay, I got to bolt the pump on and get in the rest of the way. So go ahead and get the gasket goop up over here. With the gasket cinch. Gasket's nice and snug. That means it shrunk up a little bit. I like these older style paper gasket, the brown ones, but they do shrink. Unless you soak them and get them loosened up, they expanded, they're a little tight. Gotta be careful putting them on. Okay. There you go. I'll put the nuts on first with no lock washer because there's not room for them. Of course, that stud's screwed up. Now that one started at least. You get about 1/8 of the thread started and it gets tight. It's probably from the chrome. Okay, put our tall one on here. Be real careful with these nuts. It's quarter 24 thread, which is in between fine and coarse, which is 20 and 28. So be careful torquing these down. going to kind of go down evenly, and this pump's not wanting to go on very easily for some reason. It's pretty much just fighting me all the way, but that's alright. Let's see if we can get the nut to start on the stud this time. No. That stud's damaged. Have to work on it a little bit here. Okay. We'll have to file on that here in a little bit. So we don't lose the part. Okay, we're back over here. Hopefully the shaft went on enough. It did. And cover the keyway now. Not the keyway, but the snap ring groove. So we had to move the gear over enough here to get the snap ring groove in here so that I can get to it. Okay, now for the tight part. I don't think there's any way I can get this to where you can actually see what I'm doing very much. Okay, right now the key is right here. I want to move it up. I'm not sure how much this oil pump moves. Now the easiest way to make it work is you put the drive gear in the shaft. We got the key is still sitting in there. That's good. Now this can go in either direction. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. So you have to get the start on the keyway and go into gear at the same time. And of course something is not working here. My guess is the oil pump gear is locked up. Okay, there's a big screwdriver. No, it's not locked up. It's nice and free. So that means it's probably, the keyway on this gear is probably not very deep. And the key is sticking up a long ways, so it won't go on. Which means we got to tap it a little bit. So we got our punch here. Let's use a bit bigger one. That is not going to go in. So we have another problem. Everything about this job is a problem. Alright, we'll get this part first. See, I'm not sure what the keyway was, but the pump turns free. That's a plus. At least the pump's working. Something's not fighting 100%. Okay, now these snap rings have a fine, a radius edge and a sharp edge. When they snap them out, the sharp edge goes out. That way it digs into the groove a little bit better, and it won't be so tight. I mean, it won't pop off as easy. You never want to put the open part of the key, I mean the snap ring with a cotter key. Damn it, cotter key. The regular key. Jeez, it's not late, is it? Okay. Now the other problem I did, I put the cover on it. Now these clips will overspring real easy, so you want to get them just enough that they slip over. This one slipped right back off. You can already see how the groove is now wider than it was. It's sprung out too far probably already. It's probably already no good. I'll try it again. So I don't like to give them any extra. Whatever it takes to get that thing to pop on is all I give it. Once again, I can't see in there, so some light on the subject helps. There we go. Okay, looks like it's all the way in. And it's very tight. That's a big plus. So what I did was, camera right here. So right down in there, it's all the way in the groove. It's tight as hell on the groove, so it doesn't spin. But it does rotate if you push on it. So you know it's tight. So it's not just jammed in tight in the groove, it actually did move. Yeah. I can't watch and do the video camera at the same time. Anyway, I got the clip to move on the shaft and whatever. You got to make sure it's all in there correctly. Okay, that's in there. Okay, the next problem is this damn key up here is sticking up way too thick. See how far it sticks up? These stupid gears, I don't cut them deep enough. It's a bunch of Ultima stuff. Stuff's cheap. Just not made right. Of course, this key's sticking up way higher than it should, so the key ain't made right. Nothing's made right. So, I want to keep beating on it because you knocked the crank out of true. So I'm going to pull the key out, take a look at it, see what the problem is here. Try to get going deeper, or get a different key, do something different, get a different gear. Whatever it takes. Right now it's not working, and we need to have it working. Okay. So we take our dikes, pull the key out. Alright. Key looks alright. Take a look at the shaft and see if it looks like the shaft is made wrong. Looks like it's pretty good. Looks like it's plenty deep enough to work. Let's go look for another key here real quick. Here's another key right here. Looks to be made the same height and everything, so I don't think that's the problem. See, there's also a second one sitting here out of his own bike. So keys are not the problem. Shaft can still be the problem. It's a gem shaft, but that doesn't mean anything. They make stuff wrong just like everybody else. Or it could just be it's all the gear made wrong. Or it could be a little bit of all three. Okay, so I put the key centered. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to beat it in a little deeper. Now you want to use light, short light hits, not real hard, because you don't want to knock the crank out of true. Okay. Doesn't look like it's really all that much deeper, but it might be a little bit. Nope. Gear does not go on. Okay, now I'm going to try to angle the key this way a little bit to get it to go underneath the gear, and then we'll try to knock the gear all the way on and let the gear kind of mush itself in there. This is one of the cases where a nice loose crank is a problem because I can't hold the crank, hold the punch, and do everything at once. It's not very easily. Okay, I got that edge a little bit deeper in. And this gear still is not going to even begin to go on there. It's not even grabbing it at all. And it's just hard, just nothing. It's on flat edge all the way across. I don't think they cut this thing anywhere near deep enough. Alright. Okay, here's the original 5-tooth gear that came off the bike. Okay, that is not going on either. Nope, it's trying to though. No. Doesn't look like it's going to go either, so it's not 100% the gear's problem right now. The next thing I want to do is measure the gear real quick. So I'm going to measure the stock gear from the keyway to the inside of here. That'll tell me the depth of it. So we're at 793.94. That was the original one. This is the Ultima one. 98, so it's just taller than the other one, so this is not the problem. So now we're down to the key or the shaft. Well, the keys are all the same, so that means the shaft is wrong. So the gem shaft keyway is not cut deep enough, which is causing the problem. We're assuming it's not deep enough. Hard in there. Yeah, my guess is the shaft is not cut deep enough. I can see a little bit more length it can go deeper, but it's not going deeper. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to take it back in a grinder. We're going to shorten this thing up a little bit and butcher the key to make it work, because the shaft's made wrong. So even though it's an expensive part, it doesn't matter. It's not made right. Assuming it's a Gems, I don't know. That's usually what I use, but it might be some other brand too. It's been a while. But either way, it's not made right, so I'm going to fix it. So I don't see Gems on this side, it's written on the other side, so I can't vouch who it is, but mainly I use Gems parts. So. But who knows. Alright, so I'm going to go take a pair of vice grips, hold this, get on my surface grinder, like that, shorten it up about 30 thou, and we'll bring it back and try it. So I'll be back. Okay, here's the key after I shortened it up a little bit. So I'll use a pair of vice grips to hold it. So this is the before and the after. So if that doesn't work, I have to shorten it from the other side, not this side, but don't know until you try one way or the other. The groove is a little bit longer, so I had room to go down deeper if it was not as tall. So I'm going to try it, see what happens. See if I can get to work. Still got a little more groove length, so it's still hitting on something. It's probably hitting on the little edges right here at the 45s here and here. It's probably the arc is different. Okay, let's see if that was enough to get the gear in. It's definitely deeper down than what it was. Yeah, it's actually trying to hit something right there. Just go lightly tap it. Make sure you're not hitting on that gear there. It's trying to go, but it ain't gonna ever go like that. Of course, now it's gone so far it'll be hard to get off, but we'll get it off. So now I need to shorten the top of the key down a little bit. I don't know if you can see in there. Way down in there. So you can see how it's trying to go in there right now. The key's just too damn tall. So I'm going to take and shorten the top of the key down this time. It's probably with about 20 thou going in. Maybe even as low as 10, but it's right now it's trying to shear itself in. If I beat it in there, I'll never get the gear on or off the shaft again. It's going to be permanently attached unless you take the flywheels out of the case. Put a puller on it. Now right now I don't know if I can get it off because this gear has a radiused edge on the back, not straight. So I don't know if I can even grab a hold of it with my 2-jaw puller and even get it out of here. So that's another problem. Lots and lots of problems. Alright, I can't use my fancy tool. So I have to use the end of the shaft in there and the hell with it. Just have to keep an eye on my pressure, not go too much. Oh, we're lucky it came right out of my fingers. Okay. Bitchin', that came off. Okay. Go ahead and pull out the key. Okay, get it out. Now we can look at it and see what's going on here. So you can see how the gear was trying to shear it off. So my guess, if you resculpture this one here in the bottom, it probably would work better. Or you got to shorten the top. Something has to be done. I think I'm going to cut the bottom. This looks like this corner's a little bit thicker than the other one. I'm going to hold the camera where you can see anything. There. So this is a little bit taller right through here. So I'm going to go ahead and grind that corner down now a little bit, and that'll probably give me just enough to do it. Because you can see how it's shearing it off on the top. So, assume it's even focusing on that. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so shorten it up a little bit. Knocking the burrs off of the file. So I resculpture cut that a little bit. You can see what that is or not. I don't know if the camera's focusing on it or not. I can't see it. So now there's the before and after. Whoop. So get a little bit different. So maybe it'll fit in there this time. This is all these problems because things are not made correctly. Very common. Okay, looks a lot better. It's not catching now. Okay. What the hell was that hitting on? Engaging the gear teeth now. Piece of metal just sheared off. That piece of metal just sheared off right there in the motor, so that's the top of the key cut off. Okay, gears all the way on. Let's see if I can get that thing out of there. So I could just put it together and leave it. but I want to see what the key looks like. Make sure there's nothing I don't like about it. Okay, how does it look? Bit of shrapnel or oil there maybe. Not sure what that was. Didn't feel like metal. Alright, so there's what the key looks like in there now. It's sheared off a little bit off the top of it. Turn it this way, might be easier to see what's going on. So you can see how much it sticks up now for the height wise. Gear looks good, no damage. It slides right on there this time. There, form fitted. Yeah, nothing to it. It just fell in there. Look at that. Okay, here's our spacer. It goes in there. And now we get to deal with this key in that spot. Now the problem is if this gear doesn't go down all the way, or not, then it's gonna, if it hits on top of this key and sticks up, then the gear won't be on all the way, and it can cause issues, especially if it comes loose down the road, which would not be a good thing. So let's go see what's going to happen with that. I'm sure I'm going to have to shorten that key up. I'd be shocked if I didn't have to. Definitely doesn't want to go in there very well. Come on, pick a spot. Yeah. No damn access to hit the damn thing square with anything. But rest assured, it ain't in there very deep. Okay, it's in there. I'm going to take a felt tip pen. I'm going to mark the top of that gear or key. Yep, it's marked. The key can go in there deeper, it looks like. So the slot's pretty wide. I don't think it's going to go on the way it is right now. Okay, here's our new gear. Go ahead and see how far it goes on. It's not going on very far. Nope. That's definitely a no-go on that one. Because I'm shocked. I'll use my tool now. Shaft protector on there now. I'm not hitting on the top of it. It's hitting pretty heavy on the side. Either way, it's sticking up way too high. Alright. Let's see here. What can we do about different here? See if I use my channel locks to make it go any deeper. I doubt it. Yeah. It actually went in deeper. There. It actually went in deeper doing it that way. Slot's still a lot wider than what it is. And I still think it's going to bottom out on the gear because the key looks like it's sticking up higher than what it needs to be. Okay, let's see if it goes on any further this time. Yep, a little bit deeper. Put the nut on it this time. Yep. Yeah, we can use power tools now. Alright, tools out someplace. There it is. Still tightening. Gear is slightly out of concentric. Okay. Pull this off. Come on, where's the socket at? It definitely wasn't on all the way. Piece of metal inside the gear is not a good sign. Key's being sheared on the corner of the keyway, not top corner of the key is being cut on, not the very top of the key. Looks like this has got a radius in there. It looks pretty square, but it's like the top of the keyway in here is like a roof of a house would be, where it's tapered in a little bit. The key is being broached on. Alright, so let's see, what can I do about that? Let's see, I can file or I just go grind. I'm just going to grind the damn thing. We know what the problem is. Now we know what the other problem is. Getting the damn thing out is the problem. It's definitely jammed in there good. Yeah. It definitely was in there. Alright. Alright, so see how the corners are getting all radiused over here instead of being sharp like the back is? So on both sides is being done. So for some reason this doesn't fit in this gear very well. It's a whole nother problem. Always got problems. So if I take this and either grind the whole thing a little shorter or grind a chamfer on the edge, either way something's going to get better. Come on, there we go. Alright. I'm going to try filing the corner here a little bit. That's the direction I was hitting hard, so just knock it down a little bit. See if that does the trick. Alright. Okay, now it's been chamfered a little bit. A sharp edge on that thing though. Drop the file. A little more even on the filing. That looks a lot better. Okay. Let's go ahead and put it back in. Vice grip seemed to work pretty good last time, so let's try it again. It's not helping the shaft any, but it's making it go in, so what can you do? It's in there. Okay, we're going to remark it with a red tip marker here. Okay, try that again. Where's the nut at? There it is. Alright, let's see what it feels like this time. Keeps tightening. Not a good sign. Gear looks pretty concentric. It's definitely a plus. Okay, let's see how tight it is. Not very. See, as tight as we put that on there, it should be on there really hard, and it's not. Tells me it's not going in all the way. You can see all the red transfer on the top of the keyway in here, maybe. Flashlight. And definitely transferred some material onto there. Okay, I'm going to try to file it in the bike here, on the motor. Doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Alright, now the failure. Key's back out. It wasn't hitting on the edge of the key like it was before. It's hitting on the top pretty good. So, okay, I'm going to go back and grind the top down a few thou. Not too much, maybe 15 thou max. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So I just got done grinding that. Lightly deburred again, just to make sure. Okay. Here's what it looks like now. Not all that much shorter, but hopefully it's enough to do the trick. See the whole thing just go squeezing in there. Okay, how's that look? So you got it at an angle. Doesn't want to go where it's supposed to go. Alright, well we'll just put it on there and let the gear pull it in. There we go. It goes on further than it used to. That's a good sign. I think it bottomed out finally. Hear it? That's a hard bottom. Ringing a lot harder. I'm looking at the gear. Finger off a tripod would be nice. Okay, we are looking at the gear down here. And we're trying to make sure it's concentric and we haven't done any damage to the case. So you want to make sure the shaft and the gear are spinning concentric to each other and not wobbling. If there's any movement side to side, and that means I bent the crank. So see how it's rotating nice and smooth? Okay, and we have the oil pump in here too, so that's a good sign. Okay, so that looks good. It's all the way down because you can hear it ringing hard. So beating on something with a hammer, when I get that nice thump coming back at you, you know it's in all the way. And I wasn't getting that before. Okay, let's make sure the nut's tight. Yep, good hard hit. I'm happy. Okay, that is a good sign. Okay, now we get the other problem. The stud over here was not letting me get the nut on there because it must have a burr on it a little bit. So you just take a file, you hold it at 45 degrees, and you knock off the corner of the thread. Now I have a die to put over this, but it's not oddball thread, so I doubt if anybody else does. So we're going to do it this way, just like you would do it at home. Alright. Now let's see if it'll go on. Not going. I feel it trying to go, but not enough where it'll catch it so I can force it over the lip. What you definitely don't want to do is cross thread it. Right there is the spot. I don't think I can get the start right there. Okay, we're going to use the opening wrench, push on with your thumb straight down. There, we caught it. Caught the first thread, there you go. If you just put a sock on it and turn it, it would just pop up. You got to push down on it and turn it. Now if it goes hard, stop because you're cross threading. So it went in there pretty easy once it went. It's dragging, but it's not getting worse. See, it goes all the way down. Okay, that thing pulled in there like it's supposed to. Make sure we get those oil leaking past the oil pump here. It's not a good sign. Not sure what that's all about. It's almost like the oil pump isn't bolted all the way down. Okay, I'm torquing these down good. Yeah, the oil pump wasn't quite all the way down. Where it gave a little bit, 1, 2. Okay. Still spins nice and free. That's what we want. I'm concerned about the oil pump was leaking oil. That's not good. So, what we're going to do, go ahead and clean this thing up really good. If we take a look at it, see if we see any kind of a gap on anything. Obviously, it's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off and let it sit. I'll come back and see if it's got any junk coming out of it again. Brake clean here. Shoot it. Blow on it. Okay, where's my flashlight at? People. Damn phone don't even work. Can't even answer somebody when the phone quits working. Alright, so you can see how I just cleaned this off, so there's no real oil residue here anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and let this thing sit. I'm done for the night anyway. It's getting pretty late. So I failed at getting this motor done tonight, getting in the bike. But anyway, we'll see if this gets any seepage off this gasket area. If I see any red stuff coming out of here again, then I know the gasket's not against the case, which means the oil pump is bottomed out on something, on the dowel pins or something, and it's not sealing against the case, which means it'll leak like a sieve as soon as you start it up. So these two here did tighten up a little bit once I got this one to go all the way in. So hopefully the gasket's all the way down now and it won't leak, but we'll see. If I have any more problems, we'll have to take it all back apart and start over on that, find out what the problem is. But you can see how a nice simple job putting an oil pump in has turned out to be about a 3.5 hour job, at least. So, but oh well, that's how it goes in the big city, right? The important parts is all this other stuff here should go right together because we already fitted it. But that's the famous last words. It's supposed to go together. Alright, that's it for tonight. What time is it getting to be? It's only 15 after 2. That's an early night. Alright, so we'll look at this in a couple more days. I'm going racing, so tomorrow we load up the race bike and go play for the weekend. So, alright, that's it for now.